We are at Recovery Awareness Day 2025. This is the 8th annual. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing here.
My name is Joe, and I'm a former identified patient here at Blanchard. I've been doing this the third year, helping here at this Awareness Day event, and enjoying it each time. And I have to say, I like Blanchard. I like the mission. I like the style, and I always love to come back.
Yeah. What would you say has been so important about staying engaged as someone who went through a program, and how important it is for you staying engaged and staying around and staying involved as an alumni, as a volunteer, right? Just staying around and keeping ingrained in the community.
It reminds me a little bit of a puzzle. So the answer lies in all the pieces. So one of course is always, it brings me back. It brings me back to right where I was not even 3 years ago. And I really don't want to forget. I don't want to forget because it was a little bit a pivotal moment, which at the time when it happened, I didn't realize it, but it changed the trajectory of my life. Yeah. Before, I had been a professional financial manager, and I thought of myself as accomplished and could direct people and all that. And I had learned quickly at Blanchard that I did this kind of like driving with a flat tire. Yeah. I constantly was pushing myself, and now going back to activities at Blanchard, it brings me right back to that moment. It's kind of like the before and after. Mm-hmm. So that's one piece of the puzzle. The other part is, when I see people going through the program, and when they stay on it, come to meetings, go to events, I can see their transformation. Yep. And that's another piece of the puzzle where I can see not only where I was, but I can see myself a little bit in their journey. Yeah. Because I really have I learn it every day a little bit more. I don't see myself in my development when it happens. I only can see what has happened after it is done. Yeah. So that's a little bit of a kind of like a rearview mirror. I can only see myself with the time lapse. And then finally, it gives me great pleasure to just be around the people that helped me to get where I am. So these three pieces of the puzzle, and there are many others. I could talk for hours. Blanchard is one of those things that we're a gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, yeah.
Very grateful.
That's what I really enjoy. So being on the admission side of this is seeing people, come in. Usually seeing people come in at their worst or close to. And even yesterday I was with a buddy and I was showing them a picture of me pre-treatment. And obviously, like physically, I just looked defeated. Mm-hmm. I was, super skinny. I was malnourished, all of the above, right? But what really caught my eye was that exactly. It was my eyes and kind of the dead stare that I had, like the lifeless, just almost zombie-like look. And so I think the coolest thing about doing what I do and being on the admission side of things is seeing that first day, that day one where they're coming in for their assessment, right? And seeing, even though I'm usually a piece that people tend to forget just because so much other stuff happens while they're in treatment, but even just walking by them, even like now, seeing you, right? Like 3 years later and seeing like the different life you have to you is one of the coolest pieces. And I think you're kind of seeing that too, right? Like seeing other people and helping other people get into programs and seeing, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days and seeing what that does for them. It's really cool.
And the funny thing is I always thought I knew myself. I had a very unbiased image of myself. And now I can start seeing more and more how false that image was that I had. So mine wasn't a blank stare. I wasn't skinny. I was actually a little bit on the heavy side. Yeah. Alcohol, it turns out, has a lot of calories. Yeah. But I was emotionally, and that's really where I couldn't see it, but I could see it, feel it now. Emotionally, I was stiff, rigid, constrained, tied up. I was limited in so many ways. The other day, I had a funny conversation with my daughter. Of course, she's the oldest of three, and she knew me as the dad that was drinking,
Yeah.
but I was always keeping it away from the family, so nobody knew that I had a drinking problem, and it had evolved over time. But towards the end, I noticed, and I kept it away from everyone. I had basically isolated the classic behavior, but also I had become very stiff in my views, in my mind. It was new things were always a threat, and the old things were always good, and only the ones that I liked. And now she's totally confused. She's now going through the process of learning that her dad there's something going on, and I can see that she's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And that's another element that I have to say is so surprising. I thought I had a addiction problem, and turns out it came with lots of layers of living problems.
Yep.
So Blanchard opened not just the door towards recovery in addiction, but also healthy living, family life. It gave a lot of help for my wife and with that to my family without them knowing. They are part of the recovery because they are grown and they are living their own lives, but they see it every time.
Yep.
And so Blanchard is just has been a gift that in many ways keeps giving.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the important thing, right? Is if it was just the substance problem, we all probably wouldn't have jobs, right? That would be easy because we would just get people to stop using, right? But it's all the stuff that comes after it. I was talking to somebody earlier about the time that really changed my trajectory was because I had been to treatment several times before that, but it was that last time when I finally started to get the people around me involved, right? Like I had my family involved. I had Casey, my wife, involved, right? Like she came to the family day and we did the knee to knee and we did all the stuff, right? And so, and now looking back and seeing not only my individual trajectory, but just the relationships that I have with all of my family members since then. I mean, when they call, I answer, you know?
Yeah.
When they have a birthday dinner, I'm there and I'm on time. I might be the first one there now, you know? I used to always have excuses as to why I wasn't showing up. Like you wouldn't have caught me dead in a place like this talking to people. You, especially doing something like this, it would not have happened.
Yeah,
right?
way too close.
Yeah, exactly. And then
And no drink on the table.
yeah, exactly. I know.
This is uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands. But yeah, I think getting sober is step one, right? And then finding the recovery and living recovery and living a life long term in recovery. It just opens so many doors with careers, relationships, family, you name it. I think it's just,
Yeah, I think getting sober was the door to walk through to living sober, and living sober has so many new rooms. It's not just like you just said, being present, being there physically, but also emotionally, mentally, having capacity for others instead of being completely occupied with oneself. Then the speaker a minute ago out there said, many things or the most important things in life that we do are the things that we don't do. So choosing not to react to a challenge, being available to do something that we hadn't planned, or say no at the right time. So like I can't.
Yeah.
I think as a parent, hopefully you guys will have that opportunity.
We're getting there.
Yeah, well, we wish you all the best. But the key for me as a parent, I can say, was many times children are a little bit like vampires. They suck your energy, your blood. They take everything. And while it's a beautiful experience to give everything, you have to watch out. I had to watch out not to give more than I could.
Yeah.
And I did for a long time, overextend myself. And what I learned in recovery was to also they teach us self-care and also see the signs of overextension. So exhaustion, tired, hungry, lonely, and to watch out for it and then what to do with it.
Yeah.
As a parent, I can say it is the speaker said in another phrase, the little waves we create as a little rock can extend to far shores that we don't even know about. So for me, the children are a wonderful example. The little things we do today, even now that they're grown, showing them how to deal with, for instance, personal challenges, addiction. I mean, these are all things I had no idea would be on my to-do list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
It's
have to
not
say
on
I
many
love it.
people. Yeah.
No, but I have to say I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of those gifts that I did not know I was eligible for. I thought like they're going to start some medical treatment, probably some electroshocks. I was always asking, when do we start with electroshocks?
Yeah, the shock therapy.
But there weren't any. So I can say nothing hurt in the recovery. It was very gentle. It was very kind. My God, you guys were patient. I mean, I was a kind of,
It comes with experience. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I was a kind of patient who needed patience.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I received all the love and care that I needed without being pampered. But Blanchard was in no way a fuzzy place. I mean, I remember we had to give up our phones, and I was fighting it because I felt it was an intrusion of privacy. Well, it turns out I was an idiot, and they knew better. I learned it fast enough to then come around. Cost me about $130 because we lost. I don't know, you weren't there probably at the time. So they had come in and asked for all the phones, and they were one phone short of the number of people, and it was mine. And I had it. I never used it. It was. And I'm an adult. I'm responsible.
Yeah.
So and they said, well, if we get all the phones, then I'll buy you donuts tomorrow for everyone, free donuts. And everyone wanted a donut. I hate donuts. So here we are, not getting any donuts because we were one short. So one big lesson I learned, it was amazing how Blanchard helped me to learn this simple thing, is I came forward at the end and admitted, without having any need for it, admitted that I was the one not giving him my phone because I felt it was inappropriate to make me do this.
Yeah.
And I apologized. Of course, the group wasn't really happy about not getting any donuts. So I decided to go on my own and buy donuts next day and went and paid for $130 donuts.
Yeah.
And I don't even eat donuts.
Yep.
So bottom line is, Blanchard has in so many ways allowing us to go through our journey without being restrictive, at the same time without being overly tolerant.
Yeah.
And that's something that I did not expect.
Yeah.
I expected a little bit more rigorous, possibly having consequences, and kicked out or whatever, electroshocks.
Yeah.
But none of that happened.
Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
not yet.
perfect.
So I think electroshocks are no longer on the to-do list. I don't think so. I'm not worried about it anymore. And every time I come back or have an opportunity, the other day I had a chance to introduce somebody to Blanchard. For the reason that I enjoyed it, I believe a lot of people will benefit from it.
Yeah. No, but we appreciate everything you do. We always love seeing you around. So
Yeah, no, I love to come back. It's like I am that high schooler that doesn't want to graduate.
exactly.
And I never went back to my house school.
those are
high
the
school
ones that
ever.
I always tell people when after somebody's assessment, and it's always the ones that are, I don't want to say combative, but a little more hesitant or not really as happy to move forward with treatment. I always tell them, I'm like, you're the one who in 60 days isn't going to want to leave.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, you're not going to believe me now, but watch, in 2 months, you're going to be the one that we're going to have to say, no, you need to.
I'm the Saulus turned Paulus.
Yeah.
I would think so. It is something that I felt once my eyes opened, once the lights started shining, it was something that I knew it's going to be with me for a long time.
Yeah. No. Well,
Love
perfect.
coming and love being here and love doing anything I can.
Awesome. Well, great. Well, this was perfect. That's all we need.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was good to see you.
It's good to see you.